Justice was cheated. That's how loved ones of a Valley woman feel after her boyfriend took a plea deal for her 2022 murder.
Yeah, it was a heinous killing. Jamie Bryant's young son found her dead. And for the first time, we are learning the impact this new plea deal has had on her family and friends. True Crime Arizona's Brianna Whitney is here. And what has the loved ones, what have they told you that has made them the most upset in this whole ordeal?
Yeah, it's the fact that Jesse Marino pleaded no contest, which means he's accepting the conviction but not admitting guilt, which those closest to Jamie Bryant say is a slap in the face to everyone who loved her and knew he killed her. And an editorial note here, we are keeping our interview anonymous by request to protect their safety.
Just days after Thanksgiving in 2022, Jamie Bryant's family and friends were met with the unimaginable. A family that just celebrated together, now irrevocably broken.
The first words that came out of everybody's mouth was, "Jesse did it." We'll never know what really happened that day or why he did it.
This person, close to Jamie, says immediately suspicion was cast on her longtime boyfriend, Jesse Marino, who had a long criminal history. Jamie was a mom to 3 young kids. One of her sons, no older than 10 years old, had just got home from school that day.
Her youngest son went in to let mom know that he was home and found her, went to his grandpa and told him his mom, and she was bleeding, had blood all over her face.
Jamie was shot in the forehead and died before paramedics could even get there. Police eventually tracked down Moreno and arrested him for second-degree murder. Jamie's loved ones wanted a trial, but a recent unexpected twist in the case. Moreno took a plea deal, but pleaded no contest and will get 16 years in prison rather than going to trial and possibly getting much more.
16 years for taking somebody's life in a horrific, senseless murder. I mean, who wouldn't be upset that he only is getting 16 years? He has no remorse for what he did to her and what he took away from her family.
The hardest part, Jamie's kids trying to navigate growing up without their mom.
Jamie's never coming back. Her family will never have her in their life again. Her kids have to grow up without their mom, with the milestones in life. She won't be there for a wedding, graduation, grandbabies, nothing.
This person says Jamie's loved ones have been torn apart by grief that's led to hostility, tension, and broken relationships in the family. And while an ending to this nightmare brings some closure, it's closure that's hard for any of them to truly accept.
He took the cowardly way out by saying no contest. That's my honest opinion. I feel that her justice was cheated.
Even though we already know Jesse Marino will get 16 years behind bars for the murder, he will be formally sentenced in a hearing on September 1st coming up.
I imagine this sets the family almost just a restart. I mean, this is a new way of processing this whole thing, because now there's no hope for a sentence, a longer sentence or anything like that.
You know, covering all the true crime cases I do, often you hear family members say, we just want our day in court. That is something I've heard over and over again, to say their piece, to be there, to see the jury. They're not going to get that now, and that really bothers them, and I understand why. I mean, Moreno had a history of a lot of criminal activity. Loved ones say that there was some domestic abuse there that Jamie would try to cover up when anybody asked. Said she ran into a doorknob and that's what caused the bruising or the cuts or anything else like that. And so there wasn't things that were reported that probably should have been, but this is just awful. You have 3 young kids who now don't have their mom, the youngest finding his mom dead, and I can't imagine that situation.
And perhaps at a trial they could have put forth evidence about maybe why he did this, and there's a big question about why still, but at least perhaps the victims will be able to make victim impact statements at the sentencing, so they'll at least be able to sound off a little bit, but not what they wanted, obviously.
You hope so, yeah. It's not how they picture this going down, and you might think, okay, 16 years is a long time, but there could have been a lot more time, and he will eventually get out of prison, and Jamie never has a chance to live. That's where this comes down to play here. It's just awful.
It is awful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an understatement. Brianna, thank you.